Everyone. My name is Shakhnoza Khamidova, and I have just graduated from Webster University from the Faculty of Education, from the Arts of Education and Innovation. And I was honored to be interviewed by my course mate, Nigora Buranova, for the Transformative Learning course about my journey of being a mature student at Webster. Thank you, Nigora. I'm ready for your questions.
Shakhnoza. The first question is when did the idea of transformative learning first come into your vocabulary or into your thinking, Shakhnoza?
Um, I've been nursing my father, who has recently passed away. I have nursed him for 8 years, and it was difficult because usually the caretaker is negatively influenced more rather than the patient. And I started to get interested into psychology and self-help literature, and I worked with psychologists. So this was the first time I introduced with the term of transformative learning, which was the process that when you learn something new, when you go through a new experience, when you learn a new expertise that changes your mindset and you become different. So this was the first time I went through this. And then all the knowledge that I gained through work with psychologists and with reading the psychological literature, all this was approved. I mean, I found proof in everything that I have read on the course of transformative learning. And transformative learning this course helped me to make a comeback into teaching, to realize again that I am ready to restart my journey as a teacher, to believe in myself once again. And since I have since not since I mean during this course I applied to a new job as a teacher, and from there on I'm enjoying every moment of my teaching. Thank you.
Great, great, great. How do you define transformative learning? In your view, how is transformative learning different from other kinds of learning, Shakhnoza?
Well, learning, when you learn something, it's up to you whether you accept it or not, whether you just learning something just for your concern. And transformative learning is something that goes through your mind, through your body, through your mindset, and transforms you into something different. This is the difference. I mean, something can be learned for your consideration, something can be learned as a skill to help you do something. Transformative learning, in my mind, is related to your psychological transformation as a human being.
Yes, yes. It spreads like net to other people. Yes, you're right. So, please explain how transformative learning applies in your life or in your personal, professional, or spiritual development, one of them.
In all of them, I can say, but I can say that since I went through transformative learning course, I became a very different teacher. I mean, during the lessons, I try to teach not only the skills of English language, like writing, reading, speaking, and listening, for example, but I also try to teach them life skills, being tolerant, accepting things. I mean, being less, let's say, not having strict borders of accepting something, of accepting new knowledge, of accepting new people. So I can say that I have transformed my teaching, not from teaching to mentoring, I can say. And 4 months ago, I have already received first let's say, first harvest, because my first group graduated from intermediate level, and I have some students that I keep in touch with, and they say that they've been strongly influenced not only by my teaching but also by my mindset, the way I motivated them. And they said that they have truly transformed um, in seeing themselves. Like, for example, they say that I started to feel myself extraordinary. And I said to them, you were extraordinary, but you didn't know that. And I just brought you to the mirror. I just showed a mirror to you, and you saw yourself, your reflection in it. That's it. That was my help to you. So I can say that all of them, I mean, I had nine students, all of them has grown psychologically, and they absorbed all the knowledge and skills I gave them. And that was a truly energy exchange, I can say. So I'm very satisfied that I teach with elements of transformative learning.
Great. The fourth question, would you be willing to tell me about one transformative learning experience and how it has changed your thinking, your consciousness, or your way of being in the world?
Yes, I would like to talk about transformative learning course and especially our professor, Mr. Sebastian McFood. I mean, you know, when you start learning something, it's very important to choose a professor or a mentor who is teaching you, because the way he teaches you, the way he demonstrates his attitude to you really influences the way you absorb the information. Any interesting course can be spoiled by an indifferent professor, or any boring course material can be enlightened by a motivated teacher. So I can say that Sebastian, our professor, showed a mirror to me, because I told him from the very beginning, I'm here to make a comeback into teaching, but I'm not really sure if I can make it. And in this 6 weeks course, I mean, I've been transforming every week. Every time I did a new assignment, I gained self confidence, and I was feeling myself. I'm ready and blessed. I called my former boss and I said, is there a space for me? I want to come back into teaching. And he said, my pleasure. You're always welcome. And I mean, in this 6 weeks time, um, I had courage to call my boss again, to come back into teaching, to start a new page of my life, to believe in myself. I mean, I transformed. And this is the best proof of transformative learning, I think. I'm enjoying every minute of my teaching now. I mean, I'm not a person who entered the transformative course. I mean, 6 weeks were enough to become another person. For me,
Well done.
yes.
Great. Great. And the fifth question just concludes our interview. And I would like to ask if you have anything else you want to tell or to ask me about this topic.
Yes, we started the course together, Nigora. And I remember like working together. And then once you escaped, and I was wondering what happened. And it wasn't before we were put into one group to work on a project. And you told me that you are battling a disease. You are on the fourth stage of cancer and you're having chemo. And I was very surprised and I was embarrassed that sometimes I'm lazy to do my assignments. And there are people who are battling a disease and trying their best to study. So I think there has to be an inner willpower, inner energy to be a person like you. And I just wanted to ask you, I was wondering, what is motivating you on on the fourth stage of cancer to study, to be willing to gain your master's degree? What is your motivation? I mean, this must be something fantastic, very extraordinary that I also would like to learn because it's very close to me. My father was battling disease, battling cancer. I mean, we were together all this time and I was his caretaker. And I also had a very, very hard time because, for example, I looked after him and I did my homework till 2 a.m. every time. That was difficult, but that was really transformative. So I wanted to ask, what is your motivation? You must be a very, very strong woman.
Yeah, it. I just wanted to be an ideal person for my children. In order to, I always told them, always tell them to learn to do their education, to be busy with education. And firstly, I tried to
To
be
be a
an
model
ideal
for them.
person and always have read the books. Right now, I just go on to be one of the ideal persons for them. And the second reason is my old mother, because she always prays and prays our God, asks to fulfill all of my wishes, and always blesses me. And till now, she doesn't know that I am battling with cancer. And she just goes on to ask our Lord to become and praise Him to all my wish to come true. And of course, I want to see the progress of my children, to see their wedding parties, their success in their life achievements, everything. And during this fight, during this period, battling with cancer, this illness changed not only me, but my family members as well. Um, going, observing me and watching how I am struggling with this illness and going on my education, my children also changed, and they are doing their best with their education. They became more tolerant, more patient with other people as well, always show respect. And how to say, they became more rational and sensible. And I think in this world, we should be just firstly human being.
Human being,
As
exactly.
in our language, it is told Hazrat Insan. We should feel ourselves as human being, to be in a good relationship with each other, respect all the people. Such kind of transformation is happening in their life and in mine also, because you see, um, stories or just stories that are happening around the world is also just changing me. Firstly, I accepted my illness as an illness, but after some time, I accepted it as a blessing, because though the angel of death with me, I am looking into the world other, with another view, with other with another eyes. How to say? I want to appreciate everything, every people around me, and the how to say, event that happened in Turkey is also was very awful, because there were so many healthy people, young families, who both fled in their blocks of building. You see, they all, most of them, that were dead in a short period of time. But in my case, I am blessed with a choice, and I am still battling, and how to say, more appreciating this world. I am loving more and more. Though maybe people good or bad, nevertheless, I am just loving them.
Yes,
In spite
that's
of their bad character, good character, we are all human beings, and we came into this world to be, how to say, check it, if we are on the right way or on the wrong way. We should be firstly human beings to everyone.
exactly.
This is the main transformative learning lesson for me with, with this illness. It is
Yes,
just blessing. I am receiving a big lesson for this life.
exactly. I understand you. Nigora, um, I mean, everything happens for a reason. And I remember myself when we did this course, I don't remember which, and when we were in this group, I was lazy and I didn't want to work. So, see, everything comes for a reason. The God sent me your experience so I could again appreciate that I am here and, even though I'm healthy, I am lazy to use the blessing that I have. Like, I mean, to learn the project, to learn the expertise we're learning through the course. So, yes, I wanted to say that, as you said, you want to be a model for your children, and children see, children do. As you see, your disease has become a transformative learning for your children. They turned into caring, thoughtful people, and that would give them a very good use in future when they will be adults already, because most of the children now in new generation, due to the fact that they have gadgets now and they're not really attached to the family, they grow up heartless, they grow up careless to relatives. So God bless you. And this interview about transformative learning, I mean, I think it influenced not you, but me more. I mean, your story is very inspiring. Thank you very much for having me as an interviewee today. That was a big honor for me. And I wish you not to only to graduate, but also to use in practice all the expertise that you have. And you know that the biggest power of a person is a power of thought. What we think about, we attract. So I wish you to think about love. Love is all what we need in this world. I love you. Thank you.